It ain't about the color, complexion of your skin.
It's about the state of consciousness you live within. The children of Seth came pale and cries up, shake the devil out your soul, shake the devil out your soul. The Ausarian Sacred Ancestral Temple of Christ.
Ausarian Sacred Ancestral Temple of Christ.
The Ausarian Sacred Ancestral Temple of Christ.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring our culture back into our existence. Cease. Stop the madness. Instead of looking and holding honor to earth, wind, rain, and sun and these trees, and hold the air to be clean and the water, just filthy everything up and then quickly have a rationalization or justification to say, waiting for the Savior, the Lord. And it's like total insanity, pale vanity, totally out of sync with our natural innate state of being as man, he, and she. And again, I say very clearly, we all have a responsibility as a family unit of man, he, and she to look out for each other, to respect each other, to honor each other's being and presence, regardless of skin tone, texture, and etc. And as a result of that, the masters of deception have taken that and took it into a whole oppositional state. And the things, the major tool used to keep each and every one of us in a state of toxic disorder and chaos: race, sex, and religion. The nature of a tree-based consumer is higher peace. It's actually instrumental in your being, because you have to stay in contact and in relationship to earth, wind, rain, and sun in a higher order of being in order to exist. What has happened is the sense of disorder has caused man, he, and she, the children of the sun, the sacred one, not to even know how to feed their brain again, less alone how to feed their liver, their lungs, their organs. And so, as a consequence, the children of the sun have learned to feast off of dead, devitalized, and depleted energy, which causes cancer, heart attacks, diabetes, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, no blood pressure. And in order to exist, it is your duty, divine obligation, responsibility to make sure that the trees are kept in order, because you recognize and honor and respect the breath of life. You make sure that the trees are in order because you know you need the whole life's nourishment of the fruits of those trees.
And in addition to that, you can see the royal family. I don't have to say anything, you can see. You can see the beauty in the royal family, and they will be sharing more with you.
We're in Belize, and we know that 12 o'clock, people's stomachs start to talk. So we're gonna relax, get you some foods, and then we're gonna come back and give you a little vibration. We're gonna appreciate your ancestral culture.
You will be eating from the hands of the Grand Master Chef of Raw Living Foods, High Priest Kwatamani, and Master Chef Kwatamani, as well as the other Master Chefs who are part and parcel of the Kwatamani royal family. Homegrown from the trees of life. Enjoy. This is food for the brain, the body, and the spirit. Raw living fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. The healing energies of our garden paradise.
High Priest, how did you become a High Priest? Tell us the story.
I was born within soothsayers. There's a line of soothsayers, and in that line of soothsayers, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and one of my grandfathers was a soothsayer. Soothsayer, that's a spiritual healer from my ancestral culture.
good thing like this is like royal food.
Right?
Remember I tell her, right? I have to start to eat their food now. On our journey. Our journey came, man, and I up for the journey. You know?
That's right.
We have to do it in action, not in rap and rhetoric. We have to do it by taking the actions of being change if we want change. So the first intercourse was established in Philadelphia, and there was no stoves or anything else. And people like a young man in the culture, Kavinskas, and some of the others, and Whitmore, they were doing a little something, but they didn't have the soul in the food. In fact, they didn't comprehend it. And this is where the I brought forward our ancestral culture, where the food, the raw and living fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts, living energies of the earth for a living body.
Communities and families, there's so many problems, there's so much disjointing. And we can be up here and we can say we have to be in a communal order, we have to live in a family communal order, but that seems so far from the reality that most people are living. What you're suggesting is that you have to completely leave that alone and say, you know, but then how does that happen? It seems almost I would say impossible if you all weren't sitting in front of me.
That's right, that's right, that's right. Talk it.
What actually them say is, as a soothsayer, that I brought back an ancient spirit. So it just came naturally, although my grandmother, who was a soothsayer, we were totally garden oriented. So we grow in the garden, you understand. As we grow in the garden, it was natural for us to just pick the collard greens, pick the spinach, the kale, and just eat them. And then, you know, I clean them and eat them. They just taught me hygiene. And it became so natural.
The man is right, because you know that that kind of food, vegetables and fruits make you feel more healthier. You know what I mean?
Something has to be seriously wrong with anyone to look at this family and not see something different, something alive, something healthy. You can look at this. I remember when I was growing up, I'm 67 now, I used to see something similar, and that died with Hollywood.
Who not them people in the rainforest jungle land with the wise old man? And what has that got to do with the oldest old man? He and she. Listen closely and maybe you will see. Who not we? Can you hear what I say? Or are you still praying for deliverance on Judgment Day? Praying to the sheepherder's God, catching a nod, fast asleep like the sheep, still trying to be accepted in the lion den, my friend. Think again.
The Ausarian Sacred Ancestral Temple of Christ.
Ausarian Sacred Ancestral Temple of Christ.
The Ausarian Sacred Ancestral Temple of Christ.